Hi, ladies. I had to stop by again. And you know what? I'm not always going to be in a towel. I promise this. But I'm doing the size program right now. It's like my new workout thing, and I always get inspiration while I'm in the shower. So, who has time to do hair? I did do a little makeup, but who has time to do hair when I have things that I want to tell you and I want to talk to you, and I don't want to forget them while I'm, conditioning my hair or drying it, whatever. Like, you're going to see me in a towel. And you know what? It's just us girls talking, so I don't even mind. But anyway, I wanted to come and talk to you about when it comes to dating and the idea of dating someone and seeing their potential. Because, a lot of different dating gurus will tell you either you don't date someone for their potential, or you do, like you're accepting and you see what can happen, what you can build together. And the thing about both of those ideas is that both of them are correct. And I'll tell you how. Yesterday, I was talking to a client of mine who kind of called me in a little bit of a state because she has been dating this guy who just, he's got a lot of money and he's pretty successful and he likes to do really fabulous things. And he took her on an impromptu midweek trip to Miami just for some fun, some shopping or whatever. And they had a really great time, except there was something where he bought a pair of shoes for her and another pair of shoes he said he was buying for his cousin. So they get back and, she did a little snooping around and, come to find out this cousin is on his Instagram. And so she did a little more snooping around, found out that the cousin's Instagram has her excited about this pair of shoes that she got from her love. So clearly there was probably a dishonesty there. We don't know for sure, so we can't speculate. However, my client's gut was really, you know how when you just feel like there's a trust issue going on, there's some dishonesty there, and it just doesn't feel right. I mean, I'm sure a lot of us have been there. I've been there. And so it's kind of like, that your gut is speaking to you and saying something. I'm not one for looking for evidence of cheating and trying to figure it all out, because if you're in that position, then you already know that you're in a situation where either your trust issues are coming up or that person really can't be trusted. And that's what you need to look at rather than, let me get evidence for sure. It's like, how can I work on this, transform this, and then have a powerful conversation with the other person? But that's not what I came to talk about. Ultimately, what we want to talk about is the difference between dating someone for their potential and what kind of potential you should be dating someone for. So what she ultimately figured out with this guy, among other things, besides just the buying of the shoes, is that there was a major integrity issue. So, there was a lot of things that he would say he wanted to do or he would say he was doing, and there was evidence to the contrary, or he would say something and then his actions wouldn't match up with it. Now, people, when it comes to integrity, we all go in and out. We're human beings. I mean, sometimes we do say things we don't mean. Sometimes we say things and we don't follow up. The idea is that you want to be as much in action with what it is you say you want as possible. But that's one of those things that people transform on their own time. If I'm someone who doesn't really know how to keep my word or honor my word by letting people know when I've changed my mind or changed my plans, that's something I can learn how to do, but I'm going to learn it in my own time. I'm going to learn it through my own lessons, and who knows, especially when I'm dating a man, who knows when, a man is going to get something like that. If he's not doing it currently with you, you can't wait for, even if he talks about it and knows that he's not doing it, even if he says, I know I wasn't honest, or I know that I should have called you, I know that I should have, let you know that my plans changed, I know I should let you know that I'm not really only dating you, what else? And we're talking about early dating. If he says that he's even aware that it's the right thing to do and he's still not doing it, he just hasn't gotten it yet. I mean, we do that all the time. I can talk about how I know eating healthy is the right thing to do, but if I'm eating cake and I'm gaining weight, I can know it all I want to. If I'm not putting it in action, I'm not there yet, and it's going to take something for me to have that transformation. So I say all of that to say that is potential. He could potentially break through and have a great transformation and become this amazing guy. And not to mention that this one's kind of young, so when they're younger, there's a lot of potential there. But that's the kind of potential that you do not date. And I'll tell you why, because you would think that you would, right? You have no idea when a man is going to have breakthroughs that make him a man. You have no idea when he's going to transform his mindset. It's going to take things in his heart. It's going to take his own life's transgressions. It's going to take whatever it's going to take. And it might happen the next day. You don't know. But if you date a man thinking that at some point, and I've done this before, because I actually dated a man that was 10 years younger than me, and I could see in him that he was so smart and so, emotionally analytical and so just aware of his emotional intelligence, but he just was a complete douchebag. Like, his actions did not align with the fact that he knew what would be the right things to do, how he treated people, how he treated me, how he treated, the people that we would deal with if I was out with him. He knew what the right thing was, or the right thing. He knew what the productive, healthy thing would have been, but he just wasn't in that space. And so it's very dangerous to date someone for that kind of potential, because you just never know if they're ever going to get it. And you could have a guy who, he's a cheater and he knows cheating is wrong, and he'll talk about it, ad nauseum, and he'll apologize a million times. But until he gets it on his own and comes to the relationship already having that as his past and not carrying that with him, what you've got is somebody that you're constantly trying to fix, that you're waiting for, that you're hoping will get it right, that you're possibly lecturing, that you're maybe coaching, trying to talk into all the right things to do, and just, it's a mess. Here's the kind of potential that you can wait for, that you can date. When you meet a guy who has, the core values aligned with yours and is committed to making a great life, or committed to what you're committed to, and you have those things in common, he may not have started his own business yet. He may not have gotten the degree that he wants to get yet. He may not have bought the house that he wants to buy yet, or traveled to all the places that he wants to go. But if his core values are in place and aligned with yours, and you're committed to the same thing, then that's the potential that you want to date. It's that external potential. That's the kind of potential that it's worth building together, it's worth working with, it's worth waiting for, because if his core values are together and his visions and his desires are born out of that, and he's in action with those things, they just haven't happened, it's just a matter of time. And that's something that you can be a part of. You can work together as a team. Now, on the other hand, if emotionally he's not together, he can talk about it at length. It's never going to happen. Not that it's never going to happen, but it might not necessarily happen on your watch. And it's like an exercise in futility. And you don't want to become that. You don't want to become that woman who is always trying to force and create and make something happen with someone who's just not there. So, I'm kind of doing this impromptu, so I hope I'm coming through really clear. When it comes to potential, you don't date emotional potential. You don't be with someone for what they emotionally might achieve, or emotionally, intellectually might achieve at some point, even if they can talk about it. But you do date external potential. You do date, I don't want to call it superficial potential, but physical potential. If someone's talking about their dreams and as you're getting to know them, you can tell that they're a person. Thank you, Vlasta. I'm so glad you're here. Hi, honey. That's the kind of thing that you want to go for, is someone who can build with you and someone who wants to create with you. So, I don't know. That's just what I think. Vlasta, if you have, I love that you agree. Yes, honey, yes. And the good guys are out there. They're all good in some way, but the ones that are transformed and really want to make things happen in their life, they're out there. And it's just our willingness to be open to, okay, so you know what, you don't make six figures yet, but you're working towards that, and I'll work with that with you, because I know I can trust you. I know you keep your word. I know you're in action. I know that you are in alignment with your own values. So, that's the kind of thing that you look for while you're dating. All right, now I'm talking this to death. I love you ladies so much. I want you to have happy late morning, by the way. By the way, I mentioned I'm doing this size program. I love it. It's so much fun. If you get a chance to try it. I don't know if you're looking for a workout routine. I'm a Zumba person, I'm a yoga person, and now I love size. Anyway, I love you guys, and hopefully I'll talk to you soon. I probably will be posting something a little bit later. Oh, I love you too, Vlasta. I'm so glad you're here. And yeah, thank you for being here. And if you're watching later, thank you for watching later. And I'll be back. And I may or may not have my towel. I can't, maybe one day I'll unveil and you'll see how crazy my hair looks under this towel after I work out. But we'll see. I don't know. It's just us girls. I love you. Bye. Thank you for being here. Bye, Vlasta. Mwah.